Favorite cake flavor? Ironically, I don't like cake. Hi! I thought it would be good to do a little intro video because I've started to post on my YouTube channel a lot more than I did, and I thought it would be nice to kind of introduce myself, go through what the page will be like, and just give you a little backstory about me and everything that I want to do. So I thought that would be a good start to this week. I put a little question box on my Instagram for people to ask questions about my business, about myself, so I thought I'd run through a few of them just to give you a little recap and intro to me. First of all, I'm Laura. I am a 29-year-old baker who is based in Dublin, and I own a wedding cake bakery, or like people might call it a micro bakery. I am a wedding cake designer and I create wedding cakes. My main job is creating wedding cakes. So I'm in my office. It's not the prettiest, cutest little office to do a video in, but my bakery is so loud because of the fridges, and it's quite an echoey space. Even with a mic, it's just not the best place to do something like this. It's not a cute space that most YouTubers have for their little videos where they'd have like their little cup of tea and their candle burning. I don't have that. I have a messy office. Okay, first up, how did you start baking? Okay, on a normal answer, usually people will say, oh, my nanny baked, or, you know, my auntie baked. No one in my family baked. No one was making cakes in my house. No one was making scones. It wasn't a thing that was in my house growing up. I just started, honestly, like any kid, I think, when he had like bake sales in school, I just started making Rice Krispie buns and cookies, and I was just really wanted to bake because I wanted to eat cookies and muffins whenever I wanted. But I think I properly got into it when I was about 16, 17. I used to bake when I was stressed. I wasn't the best in school, so when we'd have like really intense weeks of studying or exams, I would tend to avoid that and I would just bake. So I just used any kind of stress I had and I just make cookies and brownies and bring them into school the next day. And everyone used to always say, they're like, oh, like if we'd have a bank holiday, most people used to be studying for exams. I was baking. It worked out in the end, but yeah, that's how I started baking. Next up, are you qualified? I actually am qualified. I am professionally trained. I went to college in DIT at the time for 3 years, and I studied baking and pastry arts management. Probably wouldn't recommend if you're somebody who's watching this and going, should I go to baking school? I wouldn't recommend it. You don't need to go to college to become a baker. Baking is a trade, like being a chef. I understand the need to go for the background stuff, and it's nice to walk into a bakery and have some sort of idea of what you're doing. I think you just go into a bakery or a kitchen and just start at the very beginning, which is usually as a kitchen porter, and just work your way up. That's the best way, I think. Okay, when did you open your business? February 2020. So this coming February, my business will be 6 years. And I opened 3 weeks before we went into kind of a lockdown with COVID. How many cakes have you done? Couldn't tell you. I've been in the business for 6 years, and I've also worked beforehand as a baking assistant, so I've done a lot of cakes. But I have done 459 wedding cakes. So I do keep a count of how many wedding cakes I do. I think it's a nice thing to keep. Favourite wedding cake I've ever done? I have a lot. I've done so many. I'll try and insert a few photos here of the ones I love. I love anything that is autumn related. My favourite colour scheme is like oranges, yellows, burgundies, greens. I love that time of year. From August to October is my favourite wedding season time, and I love all the briefs I get. I love all the wedding cakes I do, so most of them definitely come from that time of year. I loved making my brother's wedding cake. That was like, he kind of gave me free reign a little bit, so I really enjoyed that one. I've done so many dessert tables that I am obsessed with. I have too many, but I'll try like insert some that I'm obsessed with. My favourite cake flavour? Okay. Ironically, I don't like cake. After you've been working as a pastry chef or a baker for the last 8 or 9 years, you kind of get sick of cake. If I had to choose a flavour, someone was making me a birthday cake or anything like that, definitely chocolate. My favourite thing to make, I always get asked this and I never know what to say. I love making wedding cakes, obviously that's why I do it, and I love making dessert tables. I think that would be my favourite thing, even though it's not one particular thing. I love making a dessert table. I love making an array of desserts. I love making different types of desserts. I love making just different flavour options. I think that's what I love. I love when somebody gives me a brief of a mix and match of things. That's what I love to make. I also love making cookies because it means I get to eat them. My plans and goals for my business. This was probably asked because I'd done a story beforehand on my Instagram about me doing my 2026 goals for my business. I don't know what I want. It keeps changing. When I first started this business, I knew I was like, I want to have a cafe, I want to run a business, a space for people to come, have coffee, have cake, and that's still there. But over the last few years, I've actually gone into cake decorating classes, and that has absolutely gone mad. I think I would be an idiot to stop that and go into more the cafe space right now. I'd love a cake decorating warehouse or school where I could bring other people in, other chefs, other bakers, and do classes there. It's hard because where I do my classes, it's expensive. To rent space is quite expensive, so it takes a massive portion of the ticket sales, and hence why the tickets have to be a little bit more expensive, which kind of hurts. If I had my own space, make the classes cheaper and do more variety of classes on different days. That's definitely a goal, is possibly a decorating school or a warehouse. That's my main goal. Is I would love a decorating school of some sort, but that would cost a lot of money and I don't have any, so we'll see how that goes. Cafe is still in my head. I still see myself owning a cafe. What I would love is a space for people to come in. I'm a big reader, I love to read, and my favourite thing is finding a cafe that's really cozy and warm. And I just want a space that people can come in, have a coffee, sit in a really cozy chair and read their book for an hour or two. That's what I'd love because it's what I love doing. Cafes and coffee shops now are either takeaway, or if they do have space, it's like 1 or 2 seats and it's just not a space for you to come in and relax. What are plans and goals? I said in 2026 will be the year I'm going to try to take risks. I don't know what those risks are. Next year I want to just keep doing wedding cakes, keep doing classes, and just keep pushing myself social media wise. What will my YouTube channel be about? This one I don't really know about. It's definitely going to be based around baking. It's going to be based around food. I love watching vlogs. That's what I love to do. I've always loved watching people's mundane life. I love watching people clean their bathrooms. I love watching people clean their kitchens. I love watching people's day-to-day life. That's just, even if it's boring and there's nothing exciting going on, I love watching it. And I would love to do vlogs. I just kind of want to vlog my life as a small business owner and a wedding cake designer and what I get up to day to day in a bakery. There's going to be a lot of baking, a lot of food content. I want to film Irish food, I want to film Irish bakeries. I don't know what people would want to see, and maybe if I get to a stage and I have time, I'll do more recipe videos. I'm trying to do recipe videos at the moment on TikTok. I'd love to do it. I just don't have like a very aesthetically pleasing kitchen. My bakery is an industrial kind of kitchen, so everything is stainless steel. It's not like when you see TikToks of people making recipes for Christmas, it's really cute. They have all their little cloths that are in tartans, they have little Christmas lights, they have little trees, they have decorations, and it looks very pleasing and aesthetic. Whereas my recipe videos are silver steel tables and silver steel bowls. There's nothing cozy, there's nothing warm, it's just very matter of fact, here's a recipe video. When will I post? I don't know. I work an insanely busy job. Some weeks I work 100 hours in the bakery, some days I work 60 hours in the bakery. It completely depends on how many weddings I have, how many events I have. So I can't guarantee like a Monday and Wednesday. It just depends how much time I have to edit. Obviously I'm new to this. I'm new to editing. It takes a long time. I don't think I'll be somebody who creates these wild edited videos that have loads of sound effects and loads of clips. I like to do 2 a month, possibly. When I get better and I get quicker and I'm a little bit more comfortable on camera and I know what to say, I will probably get quicker and be able to have a more easy schedule. But I really want to push myself and do YouTube. I film so much on my phone. Like when I do a dessert table, I film about 40 minutes to an hour and a half on my phone, and I have to get that down to 1 minute to 2 minutes, and by that point it's still too long and people are uninterested. So that's why I thought doing longer form content would be a lot more interesting, or a lot more fun, because it means any videos that I have filmed I can actually use then, because they're not going to waste. I would like to be able to show more of what I do, or show more of a dessert table or a wedding cake or the behind the scenes of it, because I actually can do it and have time to put it on a longer content plate. I love making videos on TikTok, I love making videos on Reels, and I would just like to give this a go and see if it works and people are interested. And hopefully that was a nice quick intro about me and who I am and what this little page will be about. I hope you enjoyed and got to know me just a little bit better. I hope you stick around. Bye!